Apple. What does the Apple stands for? It's Ariane Passenger Payload Experiment, the first completely indigenously built satellite by ISRO in India. Apple was launched on 19th July 1981 from the French Guiana. French Guiana is an island, so from there it was launched the first indigenously built satellite by ISRO named Apple. Apple was beneficial in the field of education. The objective of providing emergency telecommunication services was successful. So, with the help of this satellite, the telecommunication services can be flourished or developed. Next is INSAT. What is INSAT? Indian National Satellite. In August 1983, the satellite INSAT 1B was launched in space. Because of this satellite, a major revolution came about in the areas of telecommunication, television, radio, weather forecasting, and space research in India. So these are the different satellites that proved important in the progress of our nation in the field of science and technology, where we are very much capable to provide our productivity in the field of technology, telecommunication, even the research centers. So these are the important steps that are taken by our government, our scientists, to prove ourselves capable to make good innovations. Due to INSAT, 207 Akashvani or radio station could be connected to each other. So 207 radio stations are easily connected to each other. So we can see the help of satellites, we can tune to any radio stations from anywhere with the help of signals. Even due to the today's innovations in the field of television, with the help of DTS services, even we can see the Wi-Fi networks. These things are very much possible to process our own demands or the requirements. This mechanism, this system was also used for research and rescue of people caught in some disaster. It is also very much important in any desert or in any ocean or any remote areas. If any incident happened, so rescue team took a long time to reach there, to locate the people or any kind of rescue search. But with the help of satellites, it's easily to find the location. Maybe it a shipwreck or an airplane crash. For forecasting weather, it is also very much important. Today you can see if any change in the climate or any change in the wind flow is easily determined, and it can be kept monitoring to change, to see the change and what will be the effect at what region. So it is very much important to look for and follow cyclones on storms in the field of telemedicine and educational institutes. What do you mean telemedicine? Telemedicine is a kind of service. Like we have a telecommunication. With the help of telecommunication, we talk with different people at different locations. So with the help of telemedicine, for example, a patient is in a very serious condition in a remote area where they don't have any highly equipped facilities, so they can consult with the experienced or the doctor with the highly equipped facility at another center. They can guide them. So in this way, life of the patient can be saved. The telemedicine service enabled the population from remote area to get advice and treatment from expert doctors. Public primary health centers in villages has been connected with the super specialty hospitals through INSAT. With the help of INSAT, the hospitals that are residing in the remote areas can easily connect with the super specialty hospital. From there they can take the guidance of the expert doctors. Sorry. Technological progress. When we talk about the technological progress, India proved lot in technology also. A factory manufacturing railway engines, Chittaranjan Locomotive Works, was set up at Chittaranjan in Burdwan district of West Bengal. So locomotive engine, railway engines are also started manufacturing in India. The locomotive work named Chittaranjan Locomotive Works, it was set up at the Chittaranjan. It's in the Burdwan district of West Bengal. Steam engines, electric engines, and engines running on diesel were manufactured here. So as per the requirement, diesel engine, electric engine, steam engines are started manufacturing at this center. The first diesel engine was manufactured at the diesel locomotive work at Varanasi. India started exporting railway engines to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Tanzania, and Vietnam. So, being capable of manufacturing the railway engines, the bogies, the compartment, our country is now very much capable to export the our manufactured bogies or the engines to the countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, and Vietnam. So, this shows the progress of our nation in the field of technology. Telex service. What do I telex service? Telex is a kind of messaging service. Today we have an option of the internet. With the help of internet, we can send the emails, we can have the various chat options. Even when with the help of internet, we can talk on the video conferences or the video calling. But before the inventions of the internet, we don't have much facility for the communication. We left with the only option of the postal services. Postal services are also the best option from where people can get connected to each other. They can share their news, detail, information, but it took a long time. For example, if you post any letter to at any place within our own nation in a different state, then it took almost 8 to 10 days. So same reply from the other person also take 8 to 10 days. Is almost, it's a matter of 15 to 20 days. So in this way, you can't get the any instant information. So this telex service has been introduced. So in this way, the messages are encrypted and they are transmitted from one place to another for the emergency purposes. Also, it are used in those department which are work for the emergency. Even people, if those are in a need to send any kind of information or message to the relative or to any contact person, they can send with the help of this telex service. The Department of Telecommunication under the Ministry of Telecommunication started the telex service in the year 1963 to transmit typed messages from one part of the country to another rapidly. So with the help of the wire communication, it can easily able to send the message to a different location. Yes, it was not as fast that today we are seeing this situation, because they have a certain centers. For example, if you are living in a remote area, so you don't have that kind of service, so you need to reach to a city. From city to if you send to any village again, so then you will send that message to that city. From that city it will reach to that village. So it's a kind of small messaging services. Or also it was bit costlier at that time, so people won't able to give much information. Only the detailed, or you can say the important lines which you want to say. Just for example, if you are traveling to any place, if you will reaching after 10 days, then you just send a message that I am coming to your location on this date, so please pick me or please be ready. So in that day, person can easily get the information about the emergency. For any cause of emergency things, like for any medical treatment or any death, or if they have to share any detail to the different departments on an emergency service, then telex service was important. In 1969, the telex service started in Devanagari script in Delhi. We know Devanagari means in Hindi. Later is spread all over the country. This service began to be used in different fields. With the rise of internet after 1990, the significance of this service reduced. So once the internet has been introduced during the period of 1990, the significance, the importance of this service has been reduced. Next we have satellite communication center. As we had sent so many satellites in the space, so we should have been enabled with the communication center from which we can get the signals or we can get the information. So in order to establish satellite communication with the help of an artificial satellite, a domestic satellite communication earth station was established in 1967 at Jodhpur Tikra near Ahmedabad. To get the signal, to get the information from the satellite, a satellite communication center has been set up. This made it easy to train scientists and technicians in setting up and running on an earth station within the country. In 1970, a center was established at RV near Pune, equipped for international communication services. So in this way we also able to connect with the international communication centers, so that we can the messages are can be transferred easily. Next is pin code. We all had seen the pin code. Pin code are very much helpful to identify the address or the location. So before the pin code, when the pin code system was not introduced by the postal department, it was very much difficult to find any location, because we had seen that many times most of the names or the places are similar. Even within a state or within a city, you can find the two similar names nearby, so it will create confusion to deliver that letter or to deliver that parcel. So postal service had introduced a pin code system. As we had, it's a 6-digit number that gives you the information about the location, and this number was based on different scenarios, like our whole nation are divided into 8 different locations. Out of that, the eighth one location is for the armed services or the military services, and remaining 7, like 1 to 7 digit, the first digit of the pin code is allocated to the different parts of the nation, and on the basis of that, region, sub-region, district has been divided. For example, we have a 6 digit. Take an example of our Kalyan. The pin code of the Kalyan is 421306. Okay, the first digit 4 represent the region, second digit 2 that represents the sub-region, third digit, that's a 1, that represents the district, and remaining 3 digits represents the postal office number. So in this way, 421, when we say 421, that 4 is our region, 2 is our sub-region, and 1 is our district, and remaining 306 is our post office number. So in this way, it is very much easy to identify any location and to send the parcel or the letter to that locations. Imagine, with the help of this service, it was quite easy for the people who are involved in the postal department to identify the location or to send the timely manner of the deliveries. From 15th August 1972, the Post and Telegraph Department started the 6-digit pin code system in the country. So this service has started from 15th of August. The Postal Index Code, in short we say the pin code. What is the full form of pin code? Postal Index Code. The Postal Index Code was intended to bring efficiency in distributing the mail. It was intended that there should be a certain kind of efficiency, some kind of speedness or correctness in delivering the mails. In this system, the country was divided into 9 regions. Sorry, I told you 8, it was 9. Out of that, 1 region is for the military service and rest 8 for our different parts of the country. The first digit of the pin code indicates the region, the second digit indicates the sub-region, the third digit shows the main disbursement district, while the remaining 3 digits shows the location of the local post office. For Maharashtra, we have allotted with the 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So in this way, different locations have the different digits given basis on the area or the capacity or the size, population. So different regions have the different pin code digits. For Maharashtra, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 are the first 2 digits. In 1986, the Speed Post Service was started to send postage rapidly. Even Postal Department introduced the Speed Post Service to deliver the letters or the parcels rapidly in a faster manner. Next, we have the International Subscriber Dialing Telephone Service. In short, it is called as ISD. Now today almost everyone using the mobile phones, right? In every houses we have the facility of calling, and we don't need to go out to connect with each other. But if you had seen in past, in few decades back, 5 to 10 years back, you have seen there are telephone booths has been set up. There you had seen the letters written PCO, STD, ISD. So from this telephone booth, people easily get to connect with the different locations, because at that time telephone service was not very much common in every household. So people used to take the service of PCO, STD and ISD. So what does this mean? ISD stands for International Standard Dialing, right? Here we have given international it's international subscriber dialing. When we say PCO, PCO stands for the Public Call Office. When we say STD, it is a Standard Trunk Dialing. So what does it differ it makes? For example, if you are making a call locally, then you will take the service of PCO. When you make a call in interstate from one state to another, then you make a call with the help of STD. When you make any international call, then it will take the help of ISD. So in this way, these different processes or different facilities provided the telecommunications services in our nation. How it was introduced and what are the benefits of it, let's take a look in it. In 1972, overseas communication. When we say overseas, overseas means abroad. हिंदी में कहते हैं ना समंदर पार, that is the overseas. So foreign countries, or you can say abroad. In 1972, overseas communication service was established in Mumbai for the management of international telecommunication service. In 1976, the international subscriber dialed telephone service was started to connect Mumbai and London directly on phone. So first time in 1976, due to the technology, the call get directly connected from Mumbai to London. Previously, the call was not directly get to connected. They need to book the call. You had seen in few olden movies where people need to book the call to the different location, then the call will get connect, they will get a reply call, and then they have to connect with both the location. So previously it was very critical condition, but now it has been very much easy. You had also tried, now you can make call to anywhere in a within a fraction of seconds. In 1976, the international subscriber dial service was started to connect Mumbai and London directly on phone. Alongside the telephone services like telex, teleprinter, and radio images were started. Teleprinter, you can say the examples of the fax machines, like how we send the documents to different places. And radio images were started in 1986. VSNL. Today we have so many internet providers, right? All the telephone services, or you can say telephone network, provided the internet service, right? Every phone have the internet service. Even we have some private broadband services like Hathway, Ticona, or the local Wi-Fi services provided by our cable operator. But in the beginning, we have only one service that is called as a VSNL, that is a Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, that provides the internet service in our nation. And at that time, the cost of the internet is too huge that common people won't able to afford it. In 1986, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited (VSNL) took a big leap. Big leap means big jump in this field. Before that, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited (MTNL). You may have heard the name this MTNL and BSNL. What does the MTNL and BSNL do? MTNL and BSNL provides the telephone service or connectivity, and they are the entity of the government. They are provided by the government. So what is the difference between the MTNL and BSNL? Basically, MTNL works in the metropolitan cities, and BSNL works in the non-metropolitan or the remote areas. For example, if you take a example of the Kalyan, Dombivli, nearby areas. So here we have the service of the BSNL, right? If you go beyond to the Thane, to the Mumbai side, then you will get the service of MTNL. So that kind of service provided by the government with the help of MTNL and BSNL. So now we have so many private companies like Airtel, Jio, we have a Vodafone, too many services. So in this way, the importance of MTNL and BSNL has been reduced. In the 1990s, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited held the distinction of being the main internet service provider in India. The contribution of Sam Pitroda in this field is significant. The person named Sam Pitroda played a very important role for the transition of internet or the internet services in our nation. Mobile. As we all know, the mobile handset, almost everyone now using the mobile services. Previously we have the landlines phone, but now with the help of the mobile phones, now people are very much capable to move around. That's why this handset is called as the mobile, because its use is the option of mobility. We can easily move from one place to another with that service. That's why it's called a mobile. else the service is called as a cellular service, right? The phone which are using is a cellular phones, right? It is called as mobile because we get the options of mobility. On 22nd August 1994, the mobile phone service started in India. At the time, a mobile headset cost rupees 45,000 and a calling was 17 rupees per minute. So at that time, the cost of mobile phone is 45,000. You will imagine, sir, today also we have a costed mobile of 40, 50,000. What is the big thing in it? But at that time, we have a very simple phone. We had seen no options. Even at the time, the phone doesn't have the ringtones. Even we won't able to send the messages from that phone. Even you can't see the number from which you're getting the calls. Imagine the basic things were not at that time in the on those phones, on those headset. So these were cost for the 45,000 because it's a new technology. Even at that time, the incoming charges are also there from 17 to 18 rupees. When you make a call, you need to pay 17 to 18 per minute. Even when you receive the call, you will pay 17 to 18 rupees per minute. So in this way, the telephone service was very much expensive. But due to the introduction of the private network companies or so many different headsets manufactured by different companies, those rates became so much cheap. By 1990, many private companies came in this field. This made the service cheaper. And the introduction of so many multiple companies, the service became cheaper. Next is BSNL. We know the BSNL and MTNL. In 2000, the telecommunication department was restructured. Restructured means they improved. As we know, BSNL and MTNL previously provide only the landlines phone, but now seeing the competitions with the private companies, they also introduce the SIM cards, they also introduce the internet services, even the different plans or schemes for the broadband services. In 2000, the telecommunication department was restructured. The responsibility to make policy decisions were retained with the Telecom Department, and Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited was established to actually provide these services to consumer. Along with the telephone service, cellular phone, internet, broadband services were also made available. So along with the telephone service, cellular phone, internet, broadband services were also made available. Next is ONGC. What is the full form of ONGC? Oil and Natural Gas Commission. You had seen the petrol pumps. They are named with Hindustan Petroleum, HP, sometime Indian Oil, even the Bharat Petroleum, or you can see in the Reliance. So from where they are getting this oil? They directly didn't extract the oil, right? They get the oil from the ONGC. ONGC had set up a different oil extracting or oil trading industries. From there they will get the oil, they will get the crude oil. Crude, you can say the raw oil, which needs to be processed. So this company, for example, if you go visit to any Indian oil petrol pump, so what does the Indian oil does? Indian oil took the crude oil, in Hindi it is called as kacha tel, or is a raw oil, take the oil from the ONGC. From where ONGC gets the oil? ONGC gets the oil from different countries when they import it, or when they have their own oil extraction plants. So these oil will be sent to the different manufacturing units, like Indian oil takes from them, then they will filter it, they will process it, and when it gets ready, they send it to their outlets or the petrol pumps for the selling of those oil. So in this way, ONGC plays a very important role in the oil and gas extraction. In 1956, the Oil and Natural Gas Commission was established to search for the deposits of mineral oil and natural gas and to increase their production. Okay, so it was established in the year 1956 that this Oil and Natural Gas Commission was established to extract the oil and natural gas from the different locations of our nation. After Digboy in Assam, mineral oil deposits were found in Ankleshwar area in Gujarat. Later, mineral oil and natural gas deposits were found in the Gulf of Khambat in Gujarat. So these are different places where these oil extractions has been done to fulfill the needs of the industries or the common people. In 1974, the Oil and Natural Gas Commission started digging an oil well in Bombay High area. Bombay High area, you can see it's in the Arabian Sea near the Gateway of India. When you visit to the Gateway of India, you can see the Bombay High. It's a area that has been structured to extract the oil from the sea. Uh, it is also done with the help of uh, unit called Sagar Samrat. In 1974, the Oil and Natural Gas Commission started digging an oil well in Bombay High area with the help of Russian scientists by a drill ship called Sagar Samrat. It can easily visible from the Gateway of India. You can see from the Gateway of India, even you have seen the pictures of this drill ship. From 1975, mineral oil and natural gas began to be extracted from there. Later, more than 8,500 oil wells and 33 natural gas wells dug eventually in this area began to contribute 38% of the total mineral oil production in the country and met 14% of the country's demand for crude oil. What is crude oil? Crude oil means the raw oil, which needs to be processed before using. Next is railway and technology. We have seen our railway has been improved a lot. India is considered as the largest railway track in Asia. Even China is much bigger than us, but we have more connectivity of railway as compared to other nations in Asia. And even we stand ranked second all over the world. The technology adopted by railways has a big role in the history of modern India. In order to bring efficiency means you can say the capacity to work faster, better. In order to bring efficiency, accuracy, and coordination in the reservation system in rail travel, computerized reservation system was started for the first time in Delhi in 1984. In the same year, the metro was started in Kolkata. So even now in our country we had the metros, monorail. Now we are planning for the bullet trains. So with the help of computerized system, now booking or the reservation system also done in a very easy way. In this way, India has been making progress in the field of science and technology. New inventions have been made. India is an important 21st century nation which has always used technology for establishing peace in the world. India is making all this advancement in order to be the foremost nations in this 21st century. So we had taken all the challenges, we had proved ourselves to be a progressive nation, and we made ourselves in a modern country in this 21st century. So we had reached to that level that every field in our nation is showing a sign of progress. Here we have information about the metros and the Konkan Railway. E. Sridharan is famous by the nickname as Metroman. His work regarding Delhi Metro and Konkan Railway is noteworthy. We know Konkan being a very difficult track, the progress or the development of railways on that track, on that route is very much important progressive step, and this was successfully done by E. Sridharan. He was also called as the Metroman because of his contribution for developing metro in Delhi. Let's take a look of the Konkan Railway. Since we belongs to Maharashtra, we had traveled to the Konkan Railway many times, and we had seen the difficulties that may be faced at that time to build the track on that route. Konkan Railway started in 1998. There are several records of technology to the credit of Konkan Railway, which stretches over the four states of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, and Kerala. It's a huge belt, right? That starts from the Maharashtra to the Kerala. The coastal area, it's not so flat land that it can easily be prepared. There are 12 tunnels on this track. The 6.5 kilometer tunnel at Karbule is the longest tunnel. So on this track you will find the 12 different tunnels, but one of the biggest tunnel is near the Karbule. It's a huge, it's 6.5 kilometers long. There are 179 big and 1819 small bridges. Imagine the construction done at that location. There are 179 big and 1819 small bridges on this track. Out of these, the 2065.8 meter long bridge on river Sharavati near Honavar is the biggest. The 64 meter tall bridge on river Panvel near Ratnagiri Panvel near Ratnagiri is India's tallest bridge. Even it's India's tallest bridge. For avoiding accidents on track, there are prone to landslides. There are sensors fitted to the railway engine to avoid the accidents, because they are the hilly areas also. To prevent the landslides, sensors are fitted on the railway tracks. For example, if at any route or any track, if landslides happen, it will give notifications or any kind of alert given to the driver or to the centers that monitoring the signals. So in this way it provides the proper security and also prevents the such kind of incidents. Let's begin with the exercise. Dash was named as the first chairman of Indian Atomic Energy, Dr. Homi Bhabha. Dash was the first completely indigenous communication satellite made by ISRO. It's Apple, right? Identify the wrong pair. First, Prithvi, surface to surface ballistic missile. Yes, it's true. Agni, surface to underwater ballistic missile. No, it's wrong pair. Because Agni is also the surface to surface ballistic missile. Akash, from surface to air attacking missile. It's true. Nag, anti-tank missile. Yes, it's against the tanks. So it's correct option. Next we have a timeline. It's very important for you all. Please go through the entire chapter. Whenever you find any year, note that year and note that event in a separate page. Then make the timeline. Consider it is as a assignment. For example, it has been started from year 1961 until 2000. Okay, so let's begin with the 1961. So first डिकेड गिवन 1961 टू 1970. आपको 10-10 साल के 4 स्लॉट दिए हुए हैं. फर्स्ट 1961 टू 1970, देन 1971 टू 1980, देन 1981 टू 1990, देन 1991 टू 2000. ऐसे 4 स्लॉट्स दिए हैं. आपको उस स्लॉट्स में जो इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स हुए उसका एक टाइमलाइन बनाए, एक रिकॉर्ड रखना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हियर यू स्टार्टेड विद दी 1961 में इंडियाज फर्स्ट सक्सेसफुल रॉकेट लॉन्च. ओके, फिर बाद में आप देखो लिस्ट में कौन सा नाम आ रहा है. 1961 के आप देखोगे 1963 आएगा जहाँ पे टेलीक्स सर्विस शुरू हुआ था. इस तरह से 1963 के बाद 64 देखो, 65 देखो, टिल 1970 देखो, उस रेंज में कौन सा आ रहा है, आप उसका लिस्ट बनाओ. फिर 1971 टू 1980 की बात करेंगे तो आप देखोगे 1974 में हमारा फर्स्ट न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट हुआ था, वो हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट था, आप उसके लिस्ट में डालो. फिर 1981 से 1990 की बात करोगे तो 1985 में ध्रुव जो हमारा न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर था वो हुआ था. तो इस तरह से आपको जो भी इवेंट्स हैं उनके डिटेल्स आप निकालो, ईयर निकालो और एक टाइमलाइन बनाओ. लास्ट में 1991 टू 2000 है, जहाँ पे लास्ट 2000 का दिया हुआ है रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ टेलीकम्युनिकेशन. ओके, सो इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ असाइनमेंट और अ टास्क फॉर यू. प्लीज मेक अ रिकॉर्ड ऑफ इट. Next, explain the following concepts. Space research. We had learned about the space age in page number 39, how India reached to that level. Telex service, we had learned on the page number 40. The introduction of telex service provides the functionality or the fastness of the messaging services. Next, explain the following with reasons. Why Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru established the Atomic Energy Commission. We had learned on the first page of this chapter, being nurtured to the scientific temper. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru always give importance to the such kind of developments so that we can fulfill the needs of our energy requirement, electricity production, or in development in the field of medicine. India decided to conduct nuclear tests. It was necessary. China already was a nuclear capable nation, and Pakistan desperately taking the help from the China. So it was very much necessary for us to make our nation self-sufficient in the field of nuclear capability. USA imposed economic sanctions on India. Yes, after the first nuclear test, USA put the sanction on us that we broke the guidelines of United Nations. That was the reason we need to pay, and so many deals has been cancelled. Write the answers in 25 to 30 words. Write about Pokhran nuclear test. We have a brief information about the nuclear test. We can write on that. For which sector was Bhaskar 1 satellite expected to be useful? If you remember, we had learned about the Bhaskar 1 right on the page number 39. So what are the different sectors on which Bhaskar 1 will be helpful? So Bhaskar 1 will be helpful if you see in the regarding to water bodies, the mineral deposit, and forecasting the weather. Even this technology is helpful to know the bowels of the earth, any kind of movement happens on the earth, environment and forest were the important. Even the oceanography is also important field where this Bhaskaran can be used. Next, answers in brief. Which of the everyday services are influenced by the satellite technology? What are the everyday services you can find in our day-to-day life with the help of the satellite uh, that needs done by the artificial satellites in our day-to-day needs? Why is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam called the missile man? We all know his great contribution in the field of missile programs and how he had done a huge progress in the missiles field. That's why it's called as a missile man. How one can do computerized reservation for railway travel? We all know there are websites for given for the reservations or the booking. Most of us has already used such services, and we used to do the bookings for the railway with the help of the websites. Write the key features of the Konkan Railway. What are the key features of the Konkan Railway? Because this has been a very difficult route, but it has been capable to connect the four different states of our nation. The routes are not so feasible. We had seen the importance of the bridges or they made on the tunnels. Even the sensors are put on the railway tracks to avoid the landslides or to avoid the accidents due to the landslides. So these are the important things we learned in this chapter. So I request you all, please go through the chapter, entire chapter, read it twice. Any doubt, any confusion, please make a note of it so that we can discuss it again in further lectures. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all for your support. Please continue your study and make yourself strong in this situation. Thank you so much.